What's up, YouTube? I'm the Vintage Cube Chef, and welcome back to a Lorwyn Eclipsed draft. I've been accepting viewer challenges all week, and now we're going to spin the wheel and see what challenge I have to do for this video. I have no idea going in, and these are all viewer submitted either from the comments of YouTube videos, my Discord, DMs, TikTok comments, Instagram Reel comments, etc., etc. We're going to be doing one more of these, so make sure you comment on this video as well if you have a challenge idea. In the meantime, you can see on the list over on the right what challenges we're spinning for, so let's see what we end up with. Spin the wheel. Here we go. It could be anything. We gotta stick with it, whatever it is. Oh goodness. Creatures only is our winner. The goal here is our final deck should have only creatures in it. As you can tell, I'm extremely excited to try playing all creatures in a format where every single spell is crazy. One possible exception to this rule is creature typed non-creature spells. So that would be specifically the commands and the very few kindred spells for their tribes, as I think they're incredibly important, and I don't really feel like this works without them. Other than that, though, that means we'll be running no removal, just about, and let's see how we do. So let's jump right into the draft. All right. So our challenge is creatures only, you say. And we have two great rare creatures. Catharsis is pretty crazy. The red white of the elementals. Double white make 2/1/1 Kithkin. Double red give everything +1/+1 haste. When you cast this for 6, it's a 4/5 that makes 2/1/1s that become 2/2s. So you're swinging for 8 out of nowhere. Bristlebane Battler is also pretty crazy. It's a 2 mana 1/1 trample with Ward 2, and then whenever a creature enters, you remove a 1/1 counter if it has one on it. Very quickly becomes big problematic. We're going to take Catharsis here. I think we're going to need to play multiple colors in order to be able to be all creatures, and Red White has a ton of just really good creatures, whereas Kithkin have plenty of non-creature spells that you want to play, especially just in green in general. Ooh, Flock Imposter, easy. I think Sting Slinger's fine. It's a little weak, but Catharsis is great, and being able to potentially play Catharsis and then the following turn bounce it and then replay Catharsis kind of sounds like it would go crazy. Eclipsed Elf here would be a good pickup if we had taken the green rare, although the green rare is a Kithkin, so you can't get it off of this. Just being green-black elves is fine. But Flock Imposter is basically a combat trick for us, given that we're going to have no non-creature spells. We could take the Giants have Double Strike card, pretty decent with Flock Imposter. Squawk Roaster just has Double Strike. I think I want to be Squawk Roaster here once again. I feel like we're going to be in a decent number of colors. Aggressor's decent. I mean, I don't hate it, but I think Squawk Roaster just does more for us. Okay. Changelings might be the move, being able to get our Squawk Roaster bigger. Forging Wickermaw as a way to kind of filter our draws when we only have creatures, so we're going to have very little card draw, is decent. And Foul Knight for, we already have essentially two Changelings, or two, this Elemental makes two Kifkin, so it's pretty decent with the Foul Knight. I kind of want to be taking an early game card here. I'm going to take, I think this is really close. I'm gonna take Wickermaw as a way to trigger Vivid more consistently. Okay, now I'm gonna take the Aggressor very happily over Foul Knight, and we're going basically like Changeling Giant, all creatures. Oof, this pack is just bad. I mean, we only have 4 cards we could even take in it. I'm tempted to take Stratosaur. I have a feeling we're gonna end up in Vivid essentially, and Stratosaur is an elemental that land cycles. I don't really like any of the cards I saw there, so I'm kind of fine with it. Ooh, Rhyme Speaker is good. We already trigger it 4 ways. I feel like Changeling Wayfinder is just super important. Once again, we're going to have very little card draw. Ah, man, Rhyme Speaker is just so good, though. Elementals is a way to go if we're going to do this, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, Omni Changelings? Sign me up. Wickermaw's decent. Glamourmite's decent. Brute is decent. Can't take Ransacking. But Omni Changeling in these type of decks is just amazing. Can't play the Springleaf Drum. I can only play Volter, Blackthorn, or Mystic. I'll take the Mystic as just signaling elementals aren't it. Ooh. Glamourmite is just good, but if we're going to be vivid, I think Stompling is the way to go. Just it triggers another color for us automatically. It also is a giant for our aggressor. Okay, now Guild Weaver triggering Rhyme Speaker, making a treasure for like Catharsis and whatnot. Yeah, it's probably pretty good if we're going to be like a 3, 4, 5 color deck. And look, we're now getting a Glamourmite. We're getting away from like Kithkin things, so I'm kind of happy I didn't take any of the 4-drop Kithkins. Right now we're practically Changeling Tribal. Oh no, we're Elementals more, right? Yeah, Elemental, Elemental, Elemental. Stratosaur was a huge pickup. Yeah, zero non-creature spells. 100% all creatures. Here, yeah, this is definitely the type of deck that can do it. Having flashy things is great because we're not going to be keeping mana up, so our opponent won't know. It's not like our opponent knows that we're playing all creatures. Tristan, no thank you. Explosive Prodigy, absolutely. We need removal, and this is a creature of its removal. This is an absolute gift. Possibly one of the best cards we could open. Although I will say the 2-drop elemental that taps for 2 colors for elementals is pretty crazy. Um, Black green's pretty far from where we are right now. It's double black, double green. Mill 4, put a creature or land on top. We'll have only creatures and lands in our deck, so it never misses. What's the next best thing here for us? Sour bread Auntie? I guess I'll take it. I mean, I could take like the Reach Changeling. I don't like it. I don't like the Mystic that much. Yeah, I'll take the rare, and we don't end up playing it. Say la vie. We have a Wickermaw that helps cast it, and a Stratosaur that can help us go get our basics. But Catharsis demands that we're primarily red-white. Well, I can't take Bloodline Bidding. I did say I would accept Kindred Enchantments as cards we could take, but I don't think it's right here. I think this is an easy Rhymekin Recluse. It's a removal spell in a way. It bounces something, and we definitely need some amount of interaction. All right. All creatures, huh? Why you do this to me, viewers? Ooh, second aggressor. Can't take Gathering Stone, although it would be decent in our deck. I'm getting worried about our 2-drop slot, though, and a second aggressor might not be the move. I think I need to take Mauler here just to have a good 2. It's an elemental, which is very relevant for us, and it gives us something to do with our mana in the late game, so it's not like we have non-creature spells to be pumping things into. Keeps us red, keeps us elementals, does all the things. Not perfect, but it's acceptable. This is the draw discard one. Hmm, or discard draw. Glimmerbrand is decent. It does the vivid thing, and it will often be +3/+3 or so. But I think we need to take a Wickermaw here. We just need 2 drops and to guarantee we can hit our colors. Oh, Liminal Hold and a Cinder Strike. I want them both, but we have to take another Glamourmite, which is a little bit of interaction, right? Creatures that actually interact with the board are going to help us a lot. Chomping Changeling pretty far from what we're doing. The Merfolk, that, yeah, not really for us. I'm really unimpressed with Summit Sentinel. Just doesn't do a lot. I'd rather have a Flame Chain Mauler, so that's what I'm going to take. We're going to be casting nothing on our opponent's turn. Warren Torchmaster. White 1, something gains haste. It is a May. I think I just take a Spikeling here. We're it just a lot of our stuff giving haste is decent. Squawk Roaster, Bold Weir Aggressor, some really surprising just burst damage, but I think it's just a 2-drop that's always going to make our deck better is good. I think here, when we already have 2 Wicker Maws, a 4/3 trample that helps us fix for the late game is decent. Doing a lot better about my early game now. I do not like this changeling, the 3/4 reach. I'll take the Mystic, but put it in the sideboard because we already have one in our deck. I'll take the Creature. Can't play it. Second Aggressor. We're just gonna have Infinite Giant, so double strike, I guess. I should have taken the 2-drop actually. I just don't think I'd play 2 of these. Cinder's kind of nice. We might play that. Bitter Bloom Bearer and Champion of the Path and Dream Harvest. Oof. Well, Bitter Bloom Bearer is obviously the better card. But double black in this deck seems aggressive, and Champion of the Path is actually kind of crazy. We have how many elementals plus changelings? 12 elementals plus 4 changelings. 16 creatures in our 22 are already in. I think we're not playing Luen, and Champion of the Path is an easy pickup for us here. Meek attack. No thanks. I'll take a Glenelundra Guardian. We don't have any ways to use the Glenelundra Guardian. We can't put -1/-1 counters back on it right now, I don't believe. Yeah, we have no ways to put it back, but it's just a good card. I'm pretty happy to take it. Vibrant, sign me up. Oh my goodness. You know it would be amazing? The blue-red double elemental triggers. Search for a land for double green if you do gain 2 life. I mean, there's a world where we cast this for double green. It's just really hard for us. Hello? Fourth pick, Marlin? Elves. Fairies is at 3. Elves is at 0. Shapeshifters at 4. But it's black, green. Alternatively, I can just take Spikeling as another decent 2-drop or Evolving Wilds. I think I want Evolving Wilds at this point. I don't think Marlin is happening for us as much as I would like to play it. We're just not the right deck for it at all. Sneakling's decent because it triggers our Vivid stuff for black. Glutton's decent, but Recluse as another way to bounce something for the elementals. It also can bounce our own, Catharsis Vibrance as well. I think it's better than the Glutton, although I'd really like a Glutton. Changeling Wayfinder is an absolute gift here. We're going to have some cuts, obviously. All of our deck is basically playables. Sprite doesn't help us much. We have, nothing we're casting on our opponent's turn except for Glamourmite. Nothing else has flash. Yeah, just Glamourmite. I guess the most likely thing I'd play is another Guild Weaver, but probably not actually. We can only play the Elm, so that's what I'll take, but I'm not playing it. I'll take the 2-drop. There's a world where maybe I want to get a little lower. Okay, Torchmaster now is a consideration. Glutton Wield? Oh, that shouldn't happen. That card's so good. Okay. Well, this sure just got interesting, didn't it? For ways to cast with green, we have double Wicker Maw, double Guild Weaver, and then we could run one Forest off for the Evolving Wilds Changeling Wayfinder. I guess I'll just take the blue card. What? 2 Gristle Gluttons. All right, we're gonna have to figure out how we're actually doing this now. This deck got really weird really fast. Honestly, we have so few white cards. We're red, blue. Catharsis. We want white though for Catharsis. The 2 1/1s is way more important. And Flock Imposter is very good in our deck. Okay. Cinder could be decent. I think Mystic's gonna get cut here. 2-drops are so important. This is a May, right? So you don't have to do this. But giving Squawk Roaster, haste, and stuff like that is fine. But I think I'd rather have the Gristle Gluttons and the Maulers. I think I do run 1 Forest so that I have one easier way to get Vibrance. And with a Stompwing and double foraging Wicker Maw, I'm not too worried about hitting the Forest and not having other lands. 14, 15, 6, wait, 14? 15, 16, 17, 18? Why does it have 18 lands for me here? We're cutting an island, certainly, because it's the only color we don't have a Evoke Elemental for. We also have double blue on Omni Changing, but it can convoke, so that's even easier to cast. Technically, Flaring Cinders, double blue. Rhyme Speaker to draw through our deck once we get to the late game seems really important. Stratosaur's able to be a 2-drop. Both of these are hypothetically able to be 2-drops if I need them to be, but I'm not going to put them as 2s because I want Vibrance, please. Come back. What gets cut? I have so many cuts to make. I guess Cinder isn't the most enticing. Well, it is an elemental for my champion of the path. I don't think I got any of the 2-drops at this point. I think I just need early game desperately. So we have to cut top end. Aggressor at this point, how many actual ways do I have giant wise? I have Omni Changeling for whatever it comes in as. Changeling Wayfinder, Stompling, Walk Imposter, Spikeling. Yeah, Aggressor is just not happening as much as I would like it to have. We're just elementals now. Um, blue, red, splashing green for Vibrance and Gangly Stompling. This is a deck that could hypothetically do Vivid 5, which was one of the other challenges on the list, because we can double Foraging Wickermaw to be other colors. So this could be, oh no, we have white, blue, red, and green, so we just need Wickermaw to be black, and then we can technically do all the colors. Ooh, cut. It could be a Glamourmite, non-elemental. Our 3s are pretty good. I just don't like cutting interaction. Oh, I thought I cut Flaring Cinder. I don't like cutting interaction when our deck has no non-creature spells, but non-elemental, and so that's pretty important. And I think I don't want to cut a Guild Weaver. It helps so much with Vibrance and Catharsis, but it's our worst elemental by a pretty decent margin. And it's a 4-drop. Yeah, it's one of the Guild Weavers. Okay, this is the deck. 16 lands, all creatures. Ah, this is the deck. 16 lands, all creatures. We're doing the challenge. Let's see how it rolls. Double Evoke Elemental is going to help us a ton here, and Champion of the Path with these is crazy. So let's have some fun. All right, game 1, Champion of the Path. Yeah, I think we got to keep this. No 2-drops is unfortunate. Hopefully we just draw one naturally. But Changeling Wayfinder can go get planes for us for Flock Imposter. Okay, no 2-drops still. Yucky. Okay, that's decent. But here we're just going to slam Flock Imposter. I'm going to play double red because we have 2 different Evoke Elementals that want double red. As much as I would like to go get a forest, we have a thing that needs white in our hand. So that's what we're going to play. But we're just going to slam a Champion of the Path and bounce back our Changeling Wayfinder probably. I'd love to be able to do that while holding up Flock Imposter, but I think that's just too greedy. Okay. Plains, Champion of the Path, behold the Changeling Wayfinder so I can recast it, get more lands out of our deck. And next turn, if we get to play Omni Changeling, I feel like this game's over. Yeah, they're going to kill it. Okay. That's fine. It's their best removal spell. They had to use an instant speed removal spell, which I think is really interesting. I'm going to play Changeling Wayfinder and go get our Forest. Play it, and then play Foraging Wickermaw and Surveil. We have to do it in this order for a variety of reasons. Flame Chain Mauler is not really what I'm looking for at this point, especially with how many lands I've gotten out of my deck. We have so many better draws. And if they play something crazy, we can just play Omni Changeling and copy it. I'm probably going to play Omni Changeling and copy that. Oh, Glamourmite's actually pretty nice. Interesting. So I actually convoke this out. Make this blue off of the green, and then convoke with it. This way it doesn't tap my blue, so I'm holding up Flock Imposter and Glamourmite as well. Seems pretty decent. Voracious Tome Skimmer. Uh-huh. Actually, I think I just take 6. And then if they try to do a trick here, I just save my Pummeler. We have a Glamourmite for it next turn. Dawnheart Eulogist to drain me for another 2. Okay. Because they have an elf. Oh, they don't have an elf in the graveyard. That's huge. I don't think I play either of these. Gristle Glutton is a great draw. Tapping Forest. And then we're just going to pass. And what we're going to do here is we are going to tap down the Pummeler with Glamourmite. They didn't have removal for the Pummeler last turn. Flash in Glamourmite. Tap target creature. Cool. Now we get to start Gristle Gluttoning away these lands that suck. I assume it's on Changeling. No, we'll put on Foraging Wickermaw. Discarding. I already have the triple mountain, so we'll discard mountain. Ooh, Glenolendra. Okay, that helps a ton. Stratosaur is also just big, and it means we get to leave up 3. We want to go shields down on Glenolendra for 1 turn to get Stratosaur down. Kind of. Gives me another flyer to block with, which I think is very relevant. And doesn't really matter because I'm not attacking. So we have Flock Imposter to save Pummeler, and now we have enough blockers that if they do have a removal spell, we just are fine. Okay. If you want to do nothing, I'm just going to flash in Glenolendra then. And now we have the combo of Glenolendra plus Gristle Glutton. Spikeling doesn't really do much for me here. So I'll put an additional counter on the Wickermaw. There's no harm in it. Stompling's not bad. A little bit trample. Okay. I'm just gonna slam a Stompling. I do not know why it's trying to use my blue. I want at least double blue up for that. I just swing with the 6/5 here? No, we just pass. If we find Catharsis or Vibrance, it's like game over. And if they have non-creature spells, we just go on Alendra them. Uh, Honestly, I don't want them to draw a card, and killing the 4/2 is kind of irrelevant. That is not a big enough deal. Plus, they could have 2 non-creature spells, and then they were trying to bait out one of them. Rhyme Speaker, sign me up. And please, for the love of everything holy, stop trying to use my blue. Yeah, Rhyme Speaker's great. Now any large spell we find triggers it, and we draw cards. We have to be careful. We are at 10. They've drawn a lot of lands. 9 lands done. And once again, I don't have attacks. Neither do they. Welcome to the Lorwyn Eclipsed board stall. 3, 6, 7, 8. I've seen 9. They've seen 2, 8, 11. Oof. They have 6 or 7 left in their deck at this point. No point in Gristle Gluttoning. I like my hand. I don't want this card. We'll put a counter on Changeling Wayfinder. We're looking for big things. Anything that can trigger. All right, we'll hold on to that land. They got something. Do they have the Glamour Might of their own? A little scary. If they Glamour Might my Pummeler, I could bounce it and then replay it with Convoke to draw a card. Let's see what they do. I doubt they have a Glamour Might, though. They don't really seem blue heavy. Seems like they're black, really. Maybe they have like one berry in Marlin. All right, we're just continuing to hang out here. Recluse is good. Let's start with discarding this land, putting a counter on, I guess it is Glenalendra. That way she can remove them. Discard this land. Still not Catharsis. It's pretty annoying. So what we could do is we could just bounce the Wildvine Pummeler right now to draw a card with it by recasting it. Is that even worth it? I think what I'd actually rather do is flash this in. Remember, we essentially don't have removal, right? So I play this. I'm not flashing it in. They are thinking. And I will attempt to bounce the Pummeler. Blossoming Defense. They're down to 19 cards. Yeah. I'm not going to let them draw a card for free off of this. I'd rather they just say no to this. And then we just pass again. See what they want to do. Marlin's a big problem if that's one of the cards in their deck. That's why they're playing blue. This is the disadvantage to having no non-creature spells. One removal spell, and this game has just kind of already been over. Blossom Bind. I love that you think that's going to work. Uh-huh. I would like to bounce my Changeling. My turn. Um, we're going to start with a Gristle Glutton on itself. Discard this island. Catharsis! +1/+1 and haste. It's pretty big. Cancel. We need double white from Wickermaw, huh? I'm just trying to decide how I want to go about this. Do I convoke anything? I guess I convoke with Changeling Wayfinder, right? And then next turn we're playing Catharsis. So I convoke with Changeling Wayfinder. I use the double blue. I use not double blue. I make this blue. I'm not playing Catharsis this turn. I draw a card from Rhyme Speaker. It's an Evolving Wilds. No, thank you. Still gonna copy Pummeler. I'll play Evolving Wilds because it lets me go get my double white. So I don't even have to use the thingy, and then next turn I think we just win with an all-out attack. Genuinely, I think this helps me. They take a damage to draw a card here, and then they're going to take a damage on their upkeep. Please no Marlin into my Vibrance. Okay, that's fine. We have one elf in play. Hilarious. All right, we crack this. We have at least a land in deck. So we have 3 more lands after this. Vibrance, Explosive Prodigy, Squawk Roaster. Yeah, our deck's kind of gas remaining. My turn. Second Gristle Glutton. Not really the move. We're going to use this Gristle Glutton, putting the counter on itself. Discarding is land. Squawk Roaster's the move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Catharsis happen next turn. Is that the idea here with Squawk Roaster and everybody? Think so. We gotta be careful about milling ourselves, of course. But Squawk Roaster draws us a card. Oh, Guild Weaver's even better. Draws us a card. Vibrance for the double green. And then we can give it haste. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to draw a land now, hilariously. I think we pass one more turn here, and then we play Catharsis and Vibrance and swing with everything, except for the Wicker Maw, which will be a 0-2, and the Gristle Glutton. Blight Rut on Squawk Roaster. Okay. That's gotta go. I need Squawk Roaster. You can have a card. Makes Glenalendra bigger, too. Vinebred Brawler. Sure. Oh. Yeah, threaten. I like it. I like it. So I just play Vibrance here. Deals 3 damage to any target. Alright. Use green like this. And then play this using double green, double red. Draw the land. Done. Deal 3 damage to any target. I'm guessing it's the Tome Skinner. Could be Brawler. We have like a million flyers. Alright, I'll kill the Brawler. And gain 2 life. And decline a land. Because we drew a land. Play 1. Play a Wicker Maw. And then keep a mana up for... Oh, that's amazing. Okay. And then keep the mana up to be able to do next turn the thingy. Okay. Do I swing this turn? 4 cards left in library. Catharsis might kill me is the concern. Okay. Pass. Bitterboom Bear does 1 more to them. We're down to 11 cards. Extractor doesn't matter. This board stall has been absurd. But this comes down and blows up for 5, which is absolutely crazy. Okay, so this becomes black off of the green. And then we have every other color in play. So Vivid 5 and Explosive Prodigy to deal 5 to the Wildvine Pummeler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Green, blue with a Gristle Glutton. Or sorry, red, blue with a Gristle Glutton. And then Catharsis casting with white, white, red, red. Draw a card down to 2. Create 2 1/1s, and then give everything on my board +4/+4, or +1/+1 in haste. And then swing with everything. What elves do they have in their graveyard to get back? Basically nothing. Okay. Go to combat. Swing, 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 swing. It's everything but the things with 0 power. Your move. Apps for blockers, baby. Mm-hmm. As Trample, the 5/4 that they just blocked. Guild Weaver. Down to 2 cards in library. Double Blight Rot, Nightmare Sower, and decent deck. Sure. This is lethal. Go to first strike, and they die by my math. Yeah. Yeah, baby. All right, game 1. Done. They were going to have a lot of board stalls. This is going to be a long draft. I will not be upset if you guys put this in 2 times speed, but I will say, if you've been enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, do all the things. This is absurd. Game 2, triple red, huh? I'm guessing that's a mulligan for our deck. This is much better. Keeping... I guess Omni Changeling's double blue, so I can't quite cast it. Alright, 2-drop? Sign me up. And then green-white not playing a 1 or a 2-drop? Sign me up. It's honestly probably a bigger deal. Sure. I cast Time Block. Might as well get in for 1. I have exactly what I wanted to have here. Sure, take a turn off. Go get second green, or we have a second color? Third color. Red. Interesting. Uh-huh. I'm not in the business of using Bristle Glutton right now, so I might as well. In case they wanted to jump block with the 3/2. Slam a Squawk Roaster. We have plenty of cards that we could draw that make Squawk Roaster even bigger. Spiral into Solitude. I will go get Island, or Plains. We have actual white cards in our deck. It's more important we have that. Play a Flame Chain, and then swing for 3. Take a number 3 opponent. Sure. I might use Gristle Glutton. Not blocking if that's what you want to do. Another Changeling Wayfinder. Wild. Alright. We got another Forest. Then a Fight Spell. Second Spiral into Solitude. Sure. In that case, I'm going to start discarding. I don't think Glamour Mite does a lot for me here. Land doesn't do much either. We'll start on a Foraging Wickermaw, see what's on top. Flock Imposter. That is one of the cards we were looking for. Um, they don't have the mana up right now to exile my Flock Imposter, so I am going to do this right now and bounce Squawk Roaster back to my hand. And I don't want to trade Recluse for a 1/2. They can double block Changeling Wayfinders. Rutrow, this is where having no removal is really bad. Like, we have literally none. Huh. Well, I might as well blight on this one, because they're just giving me the opportunity to get free blights, discarding lands. This is next turn they'll be able to do this. Well, I'm going to slam a Squawk Roaster here. And I am attacking in the mana if I attack. Next, I guess I'll keep back the Flyer so they have to do the Watcher. They want to do this anyway. It's like impossible to really race this card. You have to remove it. And we have no removal in our deck. So it's going to be problematic, to say the least. But we can dig pretty far. All right. They gain 4 life and get to look at the top, or flip up to a 4-drop, cast it for free, or it goes to their hand. All right, let's see it. How many lands are we going to hit first? All right, that's a nothing burger 2-drop. As one more turn that we could potentially draw the one hard removal spell in our entire deck. Vibrance, I don't have the green for it. Let's start because they're once again giving me the opportunity to do this for free. Let's start with this. Okay, Neverland sucks. Use Wickermaw for black off the blue, and then cast Vibrance for double red, killing the 3/3 that can block. Gitleat's Embrace. That's brutal. Well, no reach, I guess. I'm feeling okay about blockers. They can put one thing in the air, which I can't stop. Now it's, of course, the Watcher. Oh, having no removal is just absolutely destroying us. And Changeling Wayfinders. Oh my gosh, these all get first strike and +1/+0. Gross. Um, I can trade. Oh, this is so bad. I guess I have to trade off the Squawk Roaster. Yeah. We just got housed by a single bomb, which is kind of the problem with this deck, is we just have no removal. So they resolve one good rare. Okay, that buys us a lot of time. Put it on the Gristle Glutton itself, discard the land. Primekin is cute, but does not help us. Bounce Bray. Go to combat. Swing for 2 more in the air, I guess. Swing for 4/4 on the ground, but I want Vibrance in play so that I can potentially copy it. I could have bounced my own Vibrance, but this takes a turn off of them being able to use Bray, which I think is way more important. Passive attackers. 3/4. Why are we attacking with a 3/4 into this? At 5 mana? Oh, they actually had all the mana in the world. Okay. Yeah, I'm just stupid. I was like, they replayed Brave. They don't have enough mana. Wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, there's basically nothing we could have drawn anyway that helps us here. We have the one card in our deck. Apparently I got a achievement. All right, 1-1, and the cracks of this deck are showing. We have nothing that removes anything, right? So even if we curve out pretty well, we get into these board stalls, and then our opponent resolves one of the many, many rares in this format that kind of just win the game, and they win the game. Champion of the Path, pretty good. We're on the draw again, pretty bad. I have to keep this, I think. We have the potential to go Plane Chain Stomping, Champion of the Path. I think starts like that are worth it. Oh, yeah. Top deck Forest of all things. Not the mostest idealist. Weirdly, I actually think I play this first because I want an elemental. I want to play elementals with the. Not a land, but I will keep that on top. Silver Go Peddler. Sure. Slam a Stompling. Bristle Glutton's super important for our deck to be able to move through draws. Liminal Hold my Stompling. Liminal Hold my Wickermaw. Dude's crazy. Yeah, I'll block. That's a wild choice. Champion of the Path. The elemental I least want to play is the 2-drop. And then I have Flock Imposter up now to save it if they have a. Oh, you have to be able to blight. You can't blight. I don't have white. Oh no, it's a race. Well, I assume I need to just play this, get my a little bit of value in. Ugh, no white. And then they spiral on this Sonar. Wild. I get back my Mauler. Recluse is a pretty good draw. I do not want them doing Sonar things. And I can get down a Gristle Glutton now. Or Flame Chain Mauler, just try to start killing them. I like Flame Chain Mauler. Because they can't block the Flame Chain Mauler if they just play Sonar. Ugh, perfect mana. Blossom Bind and Sonar here. Alright, that is a bad draw to say the least. Activate. Next, swing for 3 menace. And once again, not having removal, like actual removal, means we just lose. Sonar hits a Johnny and Silvergill Peddler, killing my Flame Chain Mauler. Oh my goodness. And yeah, welcome to Lorwyn. This is very frustrating. Right? Like one removal spell and we win this game. But we just don't have removal. Oh my gosh, they didn't kill my Flame Chain Mauler. Okay. I can bounce Squawk Roaster or Sonar. I think we gotta start with the Gristle Glutton discarding this island into Glamour Might. Okay. So we bounce Sonar. We activate this. Give it Menace. And then we swing both at a Johnny. It knocks it down to 1 at least. And then next turn we can Glamour Might to get through and kill a Johnny. Or do they just have more 2-mana removal that's perfect? Oh. Double bounce 2 of my creatures and make 2 Merfolk. Huh. And then make a Kifkin. Sure. Omni Changeling. We can use that on Sonar when it comes down next turn. So we just swing both of these at a Johnny, because tapping one of them down doesn't really work. I'm fine to just trade off one of them here. And then we play Mauler, Bristle Glutton, and then we can Omni Changeling Sonar. Okay. Make a 1/1, sure. Whenever this becomes tapped, make a 1/1. White is huge. What do we do with it? I think we tap. Okay, I see. I see the play. We tap the 2/3, which lets them draw a discard. Which I assume they don't actually want to do. Unexpected assistance. Okay. That's wild. And then discard another card. Maybe we mill them. That's wild because now I will happily swing both of these at a Johnny. No. I don't want to keep up. No, I do want to keep up Flock Imposter so that I can bounce Squawk Roaster, I think. Yeah, we swing these at a Johnny. They let a Johnny die. And now we're holding up Flock Imposter to bounce our Squawk Roaster, which is problematic for them, it seems. Uh-huh. Yep, resolve all. Discard another thing. Um, I mean, these attacks are super whatever. Happy to trade off the 3/2 for my 2/2. Deep Way Navigator. Untap each merfolk. They get +1. I mean, this doesn't matter. Resolve. It's not a lord. It just untaps them. And then I play Flock Imposter, bouncing Squawk Roaster. My turn. Glenelendra Guardian is legit. I won't have blue. So we have to convoke this. So we play Squawk Roaster. Not using the blue, please, you silly goose. And then we convoke. What cards does it want to convoke with? I'm not using Gristle Glutton this turn. So we're going to convoke here, here, and of course we have to tap the blue. And I want a Sonar. No attacks. So now Squawk Roaster is a problem. Oh, Morningtide Light? Jesus Christ. So many cards. Okay. Morningtide Light, they can exile all of my creatures and swing out with opportunity when their life total can't change. But it's this turn they have to cast it. They are giving me a fresh bounce with Recluse, if that's one of the things they... Okay, they do everything but Recluse, sure. They get to swing for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or Convoke. They're running out of cards. Sonar is a May, though. They don't have to use the Sonar triggers. Oh, they are just swinging. This is not a May. Draw a card, discard a card. They're down to 11. And we'll have Glenelendra Guardian. I still want Sonar. And I may bounce something. I could bounce Rhymekin's Recluse to bounce Sonar. Make them recast it. This is tough. The other option is I just don't even bounce anything. Yeah, I think I just bounce nothing. I think having creatures on the board, because I'm going to be able to Sonar here into Vibrance. Do I have double red? I do. So I... Oh, wait. Sonar is 4. White, red, blue. Ah. If I could take both, but I can't. And the other just gets shuffled away. So brutal. I mean, I think I'd just take Vibrance here. And that is my turn. We are Vibrancing. Very contentedly. What is happening? Cast with Sonar. Cast with Vibrance. Use double red. Just really weird descriptions. And I think I actually bonk the flyer. The most problematic card. And I go to combat. Nothing can attack. Well, it can attack. Their life total can't change. All right, fresh Sonar trigger. They are running out of non-lands, to say the least. Stratosaur, though, to put things in the air. We have one flying blocker. They took 2 cards. Interesting. A lot of flying. Blossom Find. I don't think Flamekin Weaver does a lot for me at this point. So I'm actually going to put a -1/-1 counter on this before this comes down. Discard and draw, sure. They're basically the same. Pretty sure their deck is like all lands at this point. Second Merfolk Sky Swimmer. Okay. Very worried about the flyers. Explosive Prodigy helps a ton. Catharsis is not a flyer. I don't really want Catharsis here, right? Well, actually, +1/+1 to my board. 1, 2, 3. Just force them to block. No. I think I just take Flame Chain Mauler. No, I don't even think I take Flame Chain anymore. I think I'm just playing Stratosaur, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. This is wild. Yeah, I think I just take Stratosaur as another flyer. There was the option to take nothing, honestly. I considered it. I think just a big beefy flyer. We've seen basically their entire deck, and they're out of removal. So this is going to show me their whole deck, right? Stratosaur, Wandervine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So every card but one in their deck. So we're taking Stratosaur, sure. It can give one extra thing flying. Sure. Pass. They have enough merfolks to attack with where all of our merfolk will get +1/+0, which is becoming relevant. Sonar just doesn't matter anymore. Their whole deck is lands. And Peddler becoming tapped forces a draw discard. I think our new win condition is milling them. Glenalundra is just a flash flyer for us. They have no non-creature spells left in the deck. Oh god. Okay. Draw, discard the one non-land. Dang it. Alright, pass the blockers. Let's see what's up. Block. Block. And then on the ground, I have no cards in hand. Obviously, I want to kill Sonar. I want to kill Deep Way Navigator. And then these 2/1s. And that just leaves a 1/1 there. So the one unblocked thing is a 1/1 and the 3/3. Deal. This attack doesn't work, opponent. I know math is for blockers, but bad news for you, I can do math. And then we get a Sonar trigger. Land is a nice hit. Catharsis now? We don't have double white, but double red does it, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, they're just dead. Because Catharsis also is a 4/5 haster. Okay. All right, we're 2-1, keeping it rolling. Flame Chain Mauler into, or Gristle Glutton probably turn 1 actually to help us find that third land that gives us Changeling Wayfinder. Sign me up. Tapped Blood Crypt. Well, we hit our third land, so I actually think I just get Mauler down instead then. And we'll Changeling Wayfinder for our fourth land. Oh, sure. You're allowed to do that. I will go get Forest. I think. We have for double red. Just Catharsis and yeah, Catharsis and Vibrance being double red is probably more important than getting a single forest. We have other ways to get lands anyway. Brute. Oh hey, Catharsis. Speak of a double. We'll get down a 1/4 Squawk Roaster. Don't worry, it'll be bigger soon. Glamour will be nice, but next turn we just play a Stompling. When we eventually get up to 4, Catharsis, or 6, Catharsis is white as well. So we basically want to draw Plains Forest as like our next two draws. We draw Plains Forest as our next two draws. This game just feels over. Sure, that's your whole turn. Well, if that's going to be your whole turn, I absolutely love just playing a Stompling here and swinging. And then next turn we Recluse. Okay, they hit their land. I assume that was important for them. Sure. Land is amazing. Recluse comes down, bounces the Brute. Go to combat, swing for 6 double strike, and get out of hand really fast. And Catharsis potentially comes down next turn. So best draws are either of our 2 Scarecrows or basic Plains. Shimmer Creep for X equals 2. Very nice. Oh, Stratostore. That seems pretty great here. Put the Stompling in the air and then swing on the ground with the Squawk Roaster, killing Elder Auntie. Yeah, I like that. It's less damage, but it takes Elder Auntie off the board. So we're only getting through for 4 instead of for 6 if we put the Double Striker in the air. But this basically I'm saying I'd rather have dealt 2 damage to the Auntie than 2 damage to their face. Yeah, if that's your best draw, my dude, you're in a world of hurt. Remove a counter just so it's big enough to be able to block. Sure. I'm not blocking Shimmer Creep. And we have a Glamourmite here. I could just play Catharsis for the hasty side. Yeah, that's actually the move. We just don't play it with double white. And then swing of everything? Yeah, I was going to say, this is over. Okay, Catharsis is pretty nuts. Keeping it moving. We have a winning draft, right? That's 4 wins. Crazy. All creatures. We've passed the challenge. As a reminder, oh, it's 3 wins. Dang it. All right, we're 1 off. Our goals for the challenge is to get a minimum of 4 wins. 4 wins, we'll call it breaking even. And then, of course, anything above 4 wins is a profit. So 3-1 is a good place to be. Oh, Evolving Wilds. The sedan looks great. Evolving Wilds for a mountain. Play Gristle Glutton into Stompling into hopefully we've hit at that point a 4th land for Champion of the Path. Gotta get a mountain out here. Double mountain. That's the best land we could have drawn. All right. No crazy 4-drop. I guess if they play a crazy 4-drop, I can bounce it with Recluse. Honestly, that might be the move because then I can Champion of the Path the Recluse off the board because I want to replay it. It's one of my few removal spells. What? Okay. I guess you're vivid and you're missing a color. Your go. What was that? We're just like 5-color vivid. Oh, well, black. I guess they everything but white. Yeah, you can have your Forest Druid back and kill Rhyme King Recluse. Yeah, I figured not. Well, in that case, I'm just going to do this before it becomes a problem because this is as a cost. Next, no attacks. Island's decent. We're very far away from Catharsis double white, but casting it for double red is often good enough. But next turn we can play Gangly Stompling. Oh, fight spell. Just need a creature big enough. Yep. I will actually blight here. The island is not great. Oh, that's pretty great. Can we get this back? Give me a land. You have 1 mana left. Don't want to attack. Or you don't want to use it. So be it. I'm just going to bounce the Brawler. Uh, you know I have Recluse in my hand. Must be blocked if able. But now it has flying, so I can't even block it. I'm tempted to just play the Rhyme Speaker. I feel like Recluse is just so mana efficient. And I'm actually going to Gristle Glutton onto itself to try and hit a land here. Discarding Stompling. Okay, no land. Guildweaver's good. Turn this card from your graveyard to your hand. Kithkeeper. Untap 3 untapped creatures. This creature gets +3/+7 flying. Rutrow. Okay. That is certainly a clock. What do we do about it? I could play Squawk Roaster here. Oh, this is so awkward. And they could just Evershite's gift it as well. Man, this is an awkward turn. We need to find a way to actually deal with Kithkeeper, and we just have like 2 ways in the whole deck to do it, is kind of the problem. All right, so we're going to start with a Foraging Wickermaw, tapping for green. Plains? For Catharsis? Uh, no. And then we tap the Gristle Glutton using itself. Discard Rhyme Speaker. It's just too slow. And we missed. It's pretty bad. Okay. It's not a fast clock, but it's enough of one that it's a problem. Kithkeeper's going to hit for 6, 7, 8, 9 if they want it to next turn. Basically a 2-turn clock. Sure. Or, yeah, they can tap everything this turn. Uh-huh. Pass. Hit me for 6. Oh, we are going to do everything, huh? Okay. They're getting in for their damage, which with an Evershike's gift in the graveyard is pretty problematic. Oh, into Reaping Willow? Oh my goodness. Which returns mana value 3 or less. Okay. Wickermaw gets a counter. We discard Island, obviously. We miss again. And not having removal just loses it. We lose. Okay. Yeah. No removal, no way to win. That's just the problem with our deck as playing all creatures. And honestly, we're playing a deck that has significantly more removal than a deck with all creatures should have, right? Right? We have a ton of interaction for it being all creatures. The issue is just we have no real good ways to permanently remove things. We have Vibrance to deal 3 to something, and we have the 2-drop Vivid Elemental to deal however much our Vivid is to something. And other than that, we have no way to kill anything. Everything else we can do is just bouncing it. So, Champion of the Path, 2-drop, Gristle Glutton. We're on the draw again. It's terrible. Okay. Well, we gotta keep this. We have a 2-drop and half of our colors. Emissary's kind of fine. It's gonna draw them a lot. It's gonna gain them a lot of life, but into Morkon's Eyes immediately. Turn 2 Morkon's Eyes against our deck is just so good. They're just gonna get eventually to do it, right? Like we can't stop it. Um, I think I immediately just do this, discarding an island in case we hit a different color. I was hoping for white, but I'll just play another glutton. Okay. Oh, goodness. All right, we lose. We just single-handedly lose to Doran. right? No way around it. We need Vivid 5 to kill it ever. I guess bouncing it is decent. I don't need another island. Explosive Prodigy. Okay. Eventually, we can do that. But right now, we just have to play this exiling Rhyme Speaker. It's the clunkiest thing, the thing I'm least likely to play. And we have Gristle Glutton again. All right, Explosive Prodigy right now deals 2. And maybe they have instant speed removal and they'll save it for when I try to cast an elemental. Pass. They have damage equal to its power. I mean, I just take 5 here, obviously. Wildvine Pummeler. That is interesting. Glamourmite is gigantic. We Gristle Glutton a Gristle Glutton. Discarding a Flock Imposter we can't currently cast. Land is decent because it means we can play Spikeling, hit them for 2, and then we're going to Glamourmite them next turn. Okay, another land to the graveyard. Smorkon's Eyes has had no elves, so that's kind of huge. Also, Champion of the Path does a decent amount of damage. Uh-huh. Oh, I didn't do the thing. Oh, actually, this actually kind of works out. Okay. No blocks. Bane Battler. Sure. Dagger. Sure. Gain a life. Make it a 2/2. Okay. Tap the Pummeler. Prodigy deals 3 now. I can kill the Battler. Ugh. Trample Ward 2. Trample's pretty problematic. Alright, I think I have to not kill the Battler. I think we play Guild Weaver, make a treasure, deal 4 face, use Explosive Prodigy, deal 1 face, and deal 3 to the Emissary Death Toucher. They have no flying. I can force them to double block. God, I wish I had this had trample so bad. I guess I get in for the 4. We have decent blockers, but Pummeler and Battler both having trample are going to be problems. I don't even know what I need. I need one of my 3/2 bounce things. Okay. Is take 4. Oh no, that's not what I need. I need Catharsis. Oh wait, I'm 1 short from Catharsis. Vibrance? Okay, that's an elf. They have an elf in their graveyard now. Morkant's Eyes? Don't you want to remove all the counters from Battler? guess it's not worth it. Kind of wild, but true. Uh-huh. Yeah, it becomes an 8/7. I think Champion of the Path has done their job here. I think this is the most we could have asked for it. Still take 5, but it gets the pummeler off the board and puts a rhyme speaker into my hand. And then I'm going to glutton onto the glutton because rhyme speaker does nothing for me. Land might be worth it for catharsis. Okay. These don't gain trample. Very relevant. So I'm going to play Flame Chain Mauler and swing in the air for 2. We have chump walkers for days for Doran. I kept it on top. That's probably game losing. Oh, reach. Yeah, that's fair. Adds another creature to remove a counter from battler. Dagger just gives all creature types. Yeah, that's fine. Uh-huh. It becomes ginormous. Okay. Past the blockers. We block with a Gristle Glutton. We glutton upon itself, sacrificing it to discard this land to draw a card. It's my turn. Mountain's fine. Hmm. This is so annoying. What do we even do here? I can use this as a thing's ability, give it menace and attack. I can use it 2 more times, making it ultimately a 5 power creature. Activate for green next and see how they want to block. And if they block like this, I only need to pump it 1 more time to kill it, to kill everything. They go down to 3 attackers. I could pump it 1 more time and then blight on it to draw a discard, and it would still kill everything. But then I would get a free blight off. I'm getting a free blight off chump blocking anyway with Prodigy. So I might as well save the mana in case I draw a 2-drop. Surveil, keep it on top. Terrible for me. Keep it on top. Man, imagine I just had a removal spell. Just anything. Land? They kept land on top? Sacrifice Morkon's eyes to just make 2/2/2s? So that Bristlebane Battler is able to attack as a 6/6, but I can double block it. Weird choices from our opponent. We're just sacking Morkon's eyes. Oh, oh, okay. An unbeatable rare. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got in our deck for that? Nothing. Oh, that would have been a good draw. Make a copy of Doran. Hmm. Nothing gains trample. This just has trample. So we can go to 1 by blocking like this. We live. We live. It doesn't matter. Vibrance. It's a good draw. All right. Well, that was a pretty frustrating challenge. 3-3. We did not succeed. I counted my chickens before they hatched. Oh well. Yeah, this one's brutal. I think we did basically as good as we could have done, but imagine we had gotten these polls and just had removal in our deck, like 1 temporal cleansing. This deck goes 7 wins. Catharsis, Vibrance, and Champion of the Path are all amazing. We didn't see probably the 2 or 3 most important elemental cards in the 2 drop that taps for 2 mana of any color for elementals. We didn't see one the whole draft. The uh 6 drop that basic land cycles in red, which is way better than Stratosaur because it also is a much better late game play, and the blue-red uncommons in Eclipsed Elemental and the blue-red double triggers Elemental all would have made our deck and all would have been playable. But yeah, we made the most out of this challenge. This is definitely one of those challenges I really didn't want to spin because I think it's bad. It draft is about interaction and just brain deadedly playing a bunch of creatures. You're kind of just riding by the seat of your pants. And also, there's very little skill expression when you're playing all creatures. You're basically kind of just saying, whatever my deck does, it does. I'm just playing the stuff. I'll attack with everything, roughly speaking. Really, one of the only advantages is our opponents don't know that we don't have removal in our whole deck. But all 3 of our losses were essentially to our opponent playing a rare that is incredibly difficult to beat just in general, even if you remove it. And we have no removal in our deck, right? The only way we could kill anything was Vibrancing for dealing 3 damage and Explosive Prodigying for dealing up to 5, but that requires us to have Vivid 5 in play. And then we, knowing that we had no removal, maximized our soft removal in double Recluse, Glamour Might, Block Imposter's a combat trick, Guardian, which we never really put too much work into. Yeah, this was our deck. So 3 wins is a little bit of a bummer with this, especially given how good our opens were, but life goes on. It's a fun challenge. We gave it our best. Tune in on Friday for another spin on the wheel. And if you haven't already submitted a challenge, feel free to submit challenges in the comments of this video, and I'll add them to the wheel that you saw at the beginning of this video. And if you're going to do that, I'd really appreciate if you're subscribed since we're so close to 100, and I'd really appreciate getting there. But more important than any of that, look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks.